and welcome to MS4, and today we are going to be trying out my last Ipsy Icon Box. So I had gone ahead and done, I paid for a full year of Ipsy, and that was about $300, and then each of the Icon Box months you paid extra for that, but you got an experience with the icon that it was collaborating on the box. And they busted out all the stops with Miss Pat McGrath. This is a little insert with all the items. It was very nice this month with Pat because the other brands that she chose were ones that either were people of color or had a really inclusive sort of a game plan for their company, an identity. So that was kind of appreciated, and also it's kind of nice to feel that special Pat McGrath sort of a thing. So I decided, for the most part, I believe that Ipsy, I started in with the Glam bag, I moved up to the Ipsy Glam. It was the pouch, the bag, and then now the box, and then the Icon Box. And so I've been through all stages of it. When I was getting the Glam bag, the little ones, you're getting just little travel sizes, little try-me's for the most part. And I really enjoyed that, but I found that I really wasn't getting to try, if you have a little sample size, sometimes you can get a couple of uses out of it. But I was feeling like I wanted full size. Because after a while, all the little travel sizes get lost, and then I get frustrated, and then I don't use them, and then it's pointless. So I was really happy to move up to the regular full-size boxes. Now Ipsy is sending out the warning that they are increasing prices. They did add the sweetness to the pot that, like, hey, we can we can grandfather you in at the price that you had it on before, and it'll be just the same price, just re-up. And I had decided not to because I've started to get a little bit of decision fatigue, because I get a lot of things in my Ipsy box, and usually with a price. For like a $35, if you get one product that you love, you've paid for your box, and it's worth it in that case. But if you're getting things, you can get things that you love that make it technically worth it, but you have all these other things that you have to then find something to do with. And I think that's where I'm getting my fatigue, is that I have a lot of stuff, and I'm not always it's not always in the category or the thing that I really want to be adding to my collection or trying out. So I went through, and we've got this whole thing where it's like, well, could I put the money elsewhere? And so I'm gonna get ready as we start to talk about this, but I've got empties today, I've got things that came in my Icon Box, and then I've got a couple of things that came in my Sephora order, because the first of the Sephora sale, I just got an eye cream, the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye cream, and then my last purchase, I'll show you the three things that I picked up from Sephora sale. So we'll get ready as I talk about that. Let me first talk about an empty. So this is the Briogeo, the Scalp. This is empty. I'm not all out of product, because what I do is I take a shampoo bottle and fill this in the shampoo bottle, so it's really easy to fit in my shower, and I can use out of that. But this is empty, and this is something that I do like to get on sale. But I love this product. It's really good. Has very small scalp scrubbies, doesn't plug up your drain, feels really good on the hair, doesn't feel drying or stripping, and doesn't smell completely medicinal. It smells more like you've got a little bit of that mint in there, so you're not really smelling like into where it's mint and tea tree oil, where it's really like the dandruff shampoo from Briogeo. This is just a nice scent. It does lather, it doesn't strip your hair, and it does a nice job with a scalp scrub. So this is the Scalp Revival in the Scalp Revival line. So this is an empty. For my Icon Box, I did add on one of those as a travel size for $3.50. That's the beauty of the Ipsy thing, is you can add on things. This is really nice for traveling, and if you were to buy it at regular price, like from Sephora, it would be $14, and it was $3.50 through Ipsy. So I am going to miss that about my Ipsy. Now in the Icon Box, Dew of the Gods. This is the Theory. So this is like the retinol oat milk hydration. This comes packaged like almost like a fragrance. This is weighty. This is opaque and very weighty glass. And this is one of the items that Pat chose for me in my box. So this is, it's a thicker cream, but it's not completely, and it really feels nice on the face. I've technically put on my product for the day, but I'm not gonna waste that. It has just a light spa kind of scent that dissipates. The Dew of the Gods is a line that is very inclusive, people of color, LGBTQ, very nice, and very nice packaging. Like I said, this feels very luxe. And that whole opaque thing is great. The other thing, this is from Herbivore that came in my Ipsy box, is the Nova Super Nova. This is in like the vitamin C line. Now I'd gotten samples of, from Herbivore, the serum, the Nova serum, and the moon fruit serum, which I really liked. I did end up purchasing through the Ipsy shop the moon fruit, it's like a night cream, but it's that whole like the bakuchiol sort of thing. Really like it. So I'm excited to try the eye cream. This is, I've also had a little bit of it. Exciting because it feels pretty good. Some of the vitamin C things don't last as long, or they can be drying on my eyes. So I don't know. We're gonna dab a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna put some Rare Beauty. I have some circles. Me and the sleeping lately, maybe not so much. So we'll just dab just a little bit of this on here. Now I did pick up from the Sephora sale. I had gotten a sample of this. This is one of the mini size. This is the Dr. Jart Ceramidin. So this feels really nice on the skin. It feels a little bit thicker but comforting, but it kind of sinks in and is a dry feeling. It's not like some of my other, like some of my Tatcha that still kind of has a little bit of like a more moisturized oil, not really oily, but that kind of, and this feels like it dries down almost, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It feels like the skin is quenched, but you know, like if I rolled my face over my pillow, I wouldn't worry about it leaving snail tracks. So I'm going to be trying out the mini size of this and see how my skin likes it over time, but I did get a sample that I really loved. Also in the Sephora, I did pick up the YSL, this is in the Touche Éclat Blur Primer, and this is the gold. And so we're gonna get started with that today. So this is Sephora sale. This is the packaging. And I have been really loving the deluxe sample that I got of this from Sephora. Come on, it's a problem starting to pump. There we go. All right. Really love this, have loved the sample, and have really felt that, you know, I've tried a lot of blurring primers and things like that, and I really haven't felt like they've blurred, and I really did feel like this blurred, true to its name. So I did get it during the Sephora sale before it stopped. This has a light floral fragrance that dissipates. So I don't mind it to begin with, and then I really don't mind it because it goes away. So that's a happy thing. Okay, so then I'm going to take, this is the Rare Beauty. And I've had this for a while, but I really do like this for those days that I have kind of the darkness. You know, when I get tired, you know, I just need a little bit of pick me up. So this is just mine from the way back. So the thing about the sales is I've really tried to not get too carried away with 20%. Ulta right now is doing a spend X, get Y. So like if you spend $100, you get 20 off, which is basically 20%. So if you missed the Sephora sale and there's items that are in Ulta and you know, they're come together to be a certain price, to be $100, you could get $20 off that. So if you're looking at gifting, you can still get in on things with that. Okay, and then I'm going to be using, this is my Lisa Eldridge. I believe it's shade 6, yes, shade 6. The thing about this is a beautiful foundation. The pump puts out little tiny amounts, so you have to, like that whole how many pumps are you using is not at all useful when talking about this, because they're little. Because like that was just 3 pumps with that size. So anyway, I did finish my thoughts on the Fenty, the blur stick. So if you've been watching some of my videos, you'll have noticed that I've been using the blur stick quite a bit. And it's super fast, it's super portable. You can put it on with your hands. It dries really quickly. You should not leave the cap off for very long because it dries very quickly. But it is a really nice foundation. The only thing, this is where I'm gonna say that I like the liquid better. If you have a lot of texture, which I tend to have a lot of texture on my chin, it sticks to texture. So it makes it, if you have flakies and crumblies or things like that, it does stick to that, and it's really hard to be able to get it to not do that, not to cling. And so if you have a lot of texture, I'd say you could use this if you have dry skin, if you have oily skin, if you have combo skin, you could use this. If you need something that goes on fast and you can put it on a car or on the bus or, you know, in the dark, it's really easy to work with. But if you have texture, it will show texture. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on that. Okay, I'm gonna do just some quick, this is the Rare Beauty. Just adding a little bit of, because the Lisa Eldridge, this 6 is just a little light for me. It's more my winter shade, but I don't want to go through and get I go through foundation so infrequently, and I have enough foundations that trying to get a winter shade and a summer shade is not, there's no point. Okay, so give myself some color there. Now back into the, what was in my Ipsy Icon, and this is the Huda Beauty. This is the lip and cheek. Now this is pretty emollient, but it's not so emollient that it's sticky on the cheeks. But the thing is, for the color read, if you have enough to really read the color, it's sticky. It's not quite as emollient as I would want for a lip, so it ends up being not satisfying for both lip and cheek. And in the end, I would just, I think, save it for cheeks. But for today, we're gonna put it on lips too. So we'll come back to it. But anyway, if you blend it out enough where it's not sticky or tacky anymore, there's not a lot of color payoff left. So you could, I don't know if it's showing up as much on camera. But yeah, so it's gonna be just a light, this is the Perky Peach. So we'll come back to this for lips. Also in my icon box that I'm not gonna use on camera, this is the Drunk Elephant, and this is their leave-in, the Silcamino Conditioning Leave-In Milk. So it's not really scented. I'm sure I'm gonna really like it. I don't know that I like leave-in, but we're gonna try it like as a regular conditioner first and then try it as a leave-in. Usually my leave-ins I like to spray, and this is not a spray, this is just to put in your hands and rub it around. So I don't know, I'm gonna try it. I have their in a spray bottle, the detangler, and I really love it. It's one of the 3 detanglers that I use all the time. I use the Drunk Elephant one. I use the Sun Bum, which makes me smell like a big banana, but it's a really good detangler. And then there's a Briogeo one that I use. But anyway, this came in my my Icon Box. So we've got this. Now, what came, that's Pat McGrath. So I got it out of the box already, so you can. So it's one of her weighty compacts. This one is Divine Rose Eternal Eden. Now people have had this before, but it's one of, in the Rose family. So this is very nice, but it's very light. So I'm gonna be combining with this with other things. So we got this, and we got a mascara, one of her mascaras. Now the mascara, I completely understand why you would want to be able to put it into a box situation. First of all, this is highly replenishable. So if people love it and they haven't had it before, they love it, this is a replenishment item. So you'll have hooked them. The other thing too, you don't have to worry about what skin color someone is. So same with this, you know, the color makes you feel like you've got a touch of the luxe of the Pat McGrath, and then this is super smart. This is a very lengthening mascara, and you'll get to see that. It takes about 2 coats for me to be happy with the look, which with my Better Than Sex is kind of 1, and it's a little more occasionally flaky than my Better Than Sex. But it is very lengthening, and it feels very luxe. It's very heavy, and it's gold. So anyway, we'll try that. The other skincare item that we got with Pat McGrath is one of the Murad. This is the Rapid Collagen Infusion. And so this, along with the Dew of the Gods, the moisturizer. The only thing is both of those, the Dew of the Gods has like the retinol and the oat milk. So I'm not sure that I'd use them together, but I think they're very, very good choices for someone. Pat McGrath has some skincare, like her essence, her rose essence, and then through her foundation and such. But this is a great choice for putting in a box because it's not yours, but it's something that people could really enjoy. So the Murad products have been coming through the Pat McGrath, coming through the Ipsy for a while, and now with Pat McGrath you're getting to see, okay, out of that Murad, what would you choose? And that was what was with the box. So we're going to dive into this, and then we're going to deepen it up with some other things, one of which I got with my Sephora order. So we're just going to use all the colors in this. So here we go. We're going to start out with that brightest pink in the upper right hand corner, so you can see it. See? There you go. Very visible. The thing that I've noticed, and I did pick up the larger Bijou palettes for Pat McGrath's winter collection, and what I will say, there's some very pigmented colors, but none of them are very dark. Like nothing goes dark at all in these. So it's something that you're gonna have to pull in other things. Even in those big palettes, you're gonna have to pull in other things if you want deeper reads. Okay, so I'm going in with the other matte. And of course I'll need to blend all of this because it looks very messy now. I'm gonna go along the lower lash line. And of course they're very easy to work with. But this is not a quad that I could just say one and done, unless I just really wanted to do a light wash of color and like some liquid liner. That could be a look. So technically that's your mattes. So I'm gonna just use my finger for this guy right here. Well, I'm actually gonna use my finger for both of these. So we're gonna apply this along the lid. And if you're a lighter skin tone or you just don't like darker looks, this could be perfect. You could just say, okay, done. And you could be done with your look. As far as that goes, you wouldn't have to darken it up. But I like a little extra occasionally. Okay, so there is with that third color. And then again, we're gonna go in, I'm just cleaning my finger off, with that the lightest pink in here. So 2 shimmers, 2 mattes. The darkest is not necessarily terribly dark, so just keep that in mind. And like I said, depending on what you like in your look, it may not matter. You may be like, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. I'm going to blend out the top just a wee bit, and then we'll show you how I'm going to deepen things up. Okay, so I got in the Sephora sale. The last thing I got was the mini Laura Mercier Caviar sticks. This one has a color that is a little deeper, the deepest color in here, the rose thorn. You can get all of these in the larger sizes, I believe. But the rose thorn is a little darker than last year's, which had an amethyst in it, which is a little lighter. But these are super giftable. They're really pretty, super giftable. Just little guys, if you wanted to see if you would use them. Now the first 3 swatches, those littler ones, are the colors from the mini Caviar sticks. Now the longer stripe there is the Laura Geller Smoky Amethyst Kajal, because I'm going to line with it, because you can see this one is going to give us a little bit more darkness underneath, and then the Kajal is going to be the pièce de résistance. But anyway, so this is Sephora sale stuff. You're getting everything today with the Ipsy, just because this is my Sephora sale, and I've only been able to get a couple of videos shot every once in a while, so you're gonna just get all my Sephora sale plus my Ipsy plus my empty. So anyway, here we go. Gonna line this under. Now see, I could use one of these as a base, and I could just be, that's it, you know, you could go that level of darkness. Or like I said, you could use these as a base and then apply your color over that. So that's the minis. This is my Laura Geller, the Smoky Amethyst. So we're gonna just add a little bit more smoky. These you can leave big, you can sharpen, there's a sharpener on the back of them. But these wear so well. They're so easy to apply, and then they're just bulletproof. Like if I needed a look that just wasn't going to go anywhere. And you can take a brush and use these all over the eye or as eye color also, and then leave the liner more definitive. And there, that kind of gives me the level of darkness that I'm looking for. Okay, so that's the Laura Geller. Now to the Pat mascara. It's very long. That's the thing with this, you know, long, sleek. Has the Pat McGrath on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway. And see, it's a long wand. Okay. And like I said, this is something that is more lengthening, so I'm trying to bring that more through the lash. And like I said, it's on that kind of 2-coat thing to really get it how I would want it. Okay, so let me put on my spectacles and we'll go to lip. There we go. All right, so they did, one of the choices was a 3 pencil set. It's got more like a corally red, a light pinkish, which is probably a little light for me, and then this is a deeper pink, and that's what we're going to use today. So this is a company that I'm unfamiliar with. This is the Beauty Vault, V-A-U-L-T-T-E. So we're going to apply this, and then we're going to do the HUDA, the lip and cheek. And you'll see how really light that Perky Peach is for the lip. So this is a very smooth. It's very easy to work with, but very pigmented, very easy to work with, but it's not in that whole bulletproof category, so you're not looking for something that's waterproof. It doesn't do too bad as far as eating and smudging and things like that. But it's not something, like I said, if you needed a bulletproof, that's not it. So okay, so you see it leaves a little bit of, I'll have to clean that. But especially if it's by itself, the HUDA is just a little light for the Perky Peach for me. It ends up looking frosty a little bit on me. And it's not quite emollient enough to be really what I look for in an emollient, like a lip product. So this is something, let me show you what I mean by as far as not bulletproof, because as you can see there, I'm a little bit out of my line. But if I'm taking just a tissue, and it pulls right off. So if you're needing to adjust, it's all good. But again, if you're looking for something that was bulletproof, and this does this, if you're thinking, oh well, maybe the HUDA, is making it where it's coming off. No, it does this without the HUDA. But it's a nice liner, and and if you're looking for something soft, easy to work with. Okay, so there we have it. So as you can see, the cheek's pretty light. I know a lot of people like a more emollient or dewy cheek. That's not me. I like everything to kind of dry down, and it doesn't really give me, like I go in again, it's just, it leaves a little bit of that sheen to it, but you can almost completely brush out the color. So it's not my favorite. So this is probably not something that I'm going to be picking up anything extra, and I may pass it along to somebody who might love it. I may have to work with this lip. We'll do that off camera so we're not boring you. But anyway, so that was my Ipsy Icon Box, my last haul from the Sephora sale. Let me know what you think. What we kind of, I had ended up going back and forth about canceling my Ipsy because I really do, I enjoy that, you know, it's the first of the month, it's a surprise, I get to pick things, I get to try new things, but after a while there's a lot of decision fatigue, like there's a lot of stuff coming in and then I have to figure out, do I keep it, do I not keep it, is it unique to my collection, what does it smell like, you know, like all of these things that in the end, you know, is also fatiguing. And there's other things, it's like, well, could I put my money towards other things that I was more interested in? And the answer is kind of yes, but I was talking this out with my partner, and he suggested, he's like, well, why don't you just take the money that you put into your Ipsy, and then at the first of the month, you just go to Ulta or go to Sephora and you play with makeup and you swatch things and you look at it and you pick up whatever it was in the amount of that you would have spent on your Ipsy. You know, or if there's something specific that you know you want to get from elsewhere, to put that money towards fun, but to actually make the appointment kind of to go to Sephora or Ulta. So I'm having that same kind of like fun, new rush of the month, what's new, you know, playtime. So I thought that was a really cool, pretty good idea. So that maybe when we're looking at the first of the year, my non-Ipsy adventure, going to one of the stores and just playing and seeing what's available. So I think that's where we're at. Anyway, hope everybody's good. Hope you're enjoying your own adventure, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.